specialist. Angie has become an integral part of the Dare County Public Works team. She gives 100% and is continually commended for her willingness to go above and beyond in providing excellent customer service to all. Congratulations and thank you, Angie, for your hard work and dedication to Dare County. Next is Karen Patton. Karen's a social worker too for the Department of Social Services, and she's receiving her 20-year pin. For 2 decades, Karen has devoted her time and energy to serving the most vulnerable population in our community. Karen is kind and compassionate, and she cares about each one of the citizens she serves through our many programs. Karen's knowledge and experience make her an exceptional worker. She is always empathetic and genuine in her work with her clients. Thank you, Karen, for your continued hard work and your dedication to our adult service clients in Dare County. Next is Eric Pfeiffer. Eric's an advanced EMT for Dare County Emergency Medical Service, and he has 25 years of service. Eric grew up outside of Sleepy Hollow, New York. In 1983, he joined the local volunteer fire department. He decided to further his training, and in 1984, he became certified as an EMT. Eric moved to the Outer Banks in 1986 and began working for the Kilbell Hills Fire Department. In 1995, he began working for Dare County as an EMT, and 1 year later, he obtained his advanced EMT certification. Eric lives in Kitty Hawk with his wife, Kristen, a son, Brody, and a daughter, Ainsley. Being a husband and dad, along with having a busy work schedule, means Eric doesn't have a chance to hit the golf course as much as he used to. However, he loves spending time with his children and enjoys being an active part of their lives. Eric continues to enjoy reporting to work every day, and after 25 years, he still sees new things every day. Congratulations and thank you, Eric, for your 25 years of service to Dare County. And then last, we have Sissy Campbell. Sissy is an administrative specialist for the Roanoke Island Mainland Division of Parks and Recreation Department. She has 25 years of service. Sissy was hired in 1995 as a secretary for the Dare County Parks and Recreation Department, and she was promoted to the Office of Support Specialist in 2000. She is currently the administrative specialist for the Dare County Parks and Recreation Department at the Roanoke Island Mainland Division. Sissy always comes to work with a smile, and she is the first person to greet you when you come to the office. Whether someone wants to sign up for parks and recreation activities, register to use the dog park, reserve the swimming hole, or just has a general question about parks and recreation, Sissy's there to help. She also handles phone calls, the scheduling of facilities, monetary transactions, and the filing of paperwork. She purchases supplies and handles the recreation software, allowing citizens to register for activities online. Sissy is always willing to help, even if it requires weeknight or weekend work. She is ready to jump in whenever it is needed, whether it's helping out in an Easter egg hunt or filling in for dance or gymnastic programs, working weekend tournament, or collecting tickets at a dance recital. Most, if not all, of the visual materials the office produces, including newsletters, programs, bracket boards, signs, and posters, have the Sissy touch. Thank you, Sissy, for all your hard work serving the citizens of Dare County for 25 years, and we hope that you have many more. Congratulations, and thank all of you for your dedication to our community and for your continued service to Dare County.
County Manager, that was an excellent summary. I like that a lot. That's a great upgrade.
Thank you.
I agree. That's the way we should do it.
You need to thank Dorothy. Her
Thank
team.
you, Dorothy.
I suspected as much.
That's true.
So yeah, we think that's much better, and I hope that the employees recognize that we appreciate them, and maybe that's a little more special than what we've been doing. So,
Very good. Thank you, County Manager.
in this item, we also have another special presentation, and the chairman will make that one. Or are you going to do it, Drew?
Drew's going to do that.
Drew will do it.
Okay.
Chairman, Commissioners, thanks for allowing me to come forward. I want to say the same thing that Bobby said to Dorothy and her staff regarding that video she did. Dorothy and her staff and Current TV and everybody else that helped with the emergency decision-making video.
That was excellent too, Drew.
I wouldn't have been able to do that without their help, and it turned out very well, I believe. And I think it'll demystify some things which are important for us. But today I come to you to talk about the guy that did the voiceover part. That's James Wooten. James has been recognized as a certified emergency manager by the International Association of Emergency Managers. James joins about 2,200 emergency managers worldwide who have completed the rigorous process that leads to certification. To achieve certification, all CEMs must have over 3 years of comprehensive emergency management experience, have practical experience during exercises, major public events, and actual disasters, complete at least 6 professional contributions, and hold a baccalaureate degree. And James holds not just a baccalaureate, but a master's degree. They must write a comprehensive essay and pass an examination demonstrating knowledge on all phases of emergency management. They must be recommended by 3 practicing emergency managers. Certification by IAEM is the gold standard in the emergency management profession. It shows the individual has the ability to effectively manage a comprehensive emergency management program, a working knowledge of all phases of emergency management, including mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery, has experience and knowledge of interagency and community-wide efforts designed to improve emergency management capabilities, and has the ability to effectively accomplish emergency management goals and objectives with little or no additional training. James has worked hard since he joined us, not just us, he's been with the county a while, but joined us in emergency management 15 months ago. He's been making a difference as we've updated plans, managed response and recovery efforts during several storms, coordinated planned events, and continue to support Dr. Davies during the ongoing pandemic. Even with a busy work tempo and raising a young family, James undertook and completed certification, setting himself apart from his peers while bringing great credit to himself and Dare County. James, if you'd come on up here and socially distance with me, we'll give you this. Chairman, would you join us in the picture?
James, you've become pretty notorious down in Hatteras. Thank you. They got you on speed dial.
Let me just say that was startling what our emergency manager just said. 2,200 worldwide. Do the math. Come on, Rob. Do the math.
Pretty impressive.
And that's incredible.
Pretty
2,200
impressive.
to reach this category worldwide. That's pretty awesome. Thanks, sir. This is presented by the International Association of Emergency Managers. Has conferred upon James Wooten, certified 2020, the designation of certified emergency manager, AEM, for meeting criteria in the area of references, experience, education, training, contributions to the professional and essay examination relevant to emergency management. Maintenance of the CEM occurs every 5 years. So you got little blocks on here every 5 years.
It's more stuff.
You gotta step up to the plate, right? So I don't have any problems with recognizing the fact that you can do that if you pass this. So that's gonna probably be a piece of cake for you, but, congratulations, that's pretty awesome.
Thanks, sir. Thank you very much.
Very strong, James.
Amen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Drew.
That's pretty special.
While they're seated, you all don't know how important it is to have James. We haven't always had James, and having the depth at emergency management when we have an emergency, when we activate, when we have one of these events that goes on for 10 days or 2 weeks and we're all over there all that time, having someone with experience, someone that's calm, someone that has knowledge, someone that can articulate what we're doing and why we're doing it, all of those things help that operation run smooth. Drew has to sleep sometime, and Drew has to go home sometime. And so having depth there to help him and to help Steve as we go through that is a tremendous asset for the county when we activate. So thank you for all that, James. That brings us to item 4 on the agenda, Mr. Chairman, and this is the Dare County Department of Health and Human Services proclamation for National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And with your permission, I'll read that proclamation.
Yes, sir, please.
This is a proclamation declaring October 2020 as National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Whereas breast cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer and the second leading cause of cancer deaths among women in the United States. Whereas over 6,000 North Carolina women will be diagnosed with breast cancer and over 1,000 will die from the disease. Whereas the age-adjusted death rate for breast cancer in Dare County is 21.9 compared to 21.6 in North Carolina and 21.2 in the U.S. Whereas every woman is at risk for breast cancer, even if she has no family history of the disease, but women over the age of 50 are at the greatest risk for being diagnosed with breast cancer. Whereas a mammogram is the single most effective method of detecting breast changes long before physical symptoms that may be cancer can be seen or felt. Whereas October is designated as National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Whereas the pink ribbon is the internationally recognized symbol of breast cancer awareness. Whereas community organizations, churches, synagogues, and other places of worship and work sites can play an important role in educating the community about breast cancer. Now, therefore, the Dare County Board of Commissioners does hereby recognize October 2020 as National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The Board of Commissioners encourages the residents to wear pink ribbons in recognition of breast cancer and in honor of women who are now courageously fighting the battle with breast cancer. The board further encourages women to consult with their healthcare providers about regular screening and to promote early detection of breast cancer by having regular clinical breast examinations, getting regular mammograms, and practicing monthly breast self-examinations. This is the 5th day of October 2020.
Move to approve.
Motion on the floor by Commissioner House to approve the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Ross. Any further discussion? I'd just like to say, my wife and I very unfortunate to lose her sister at age 52 to breast cancer. I encourage all of those of you out there today listening to this. One of the whereases says a mammogram is the single most effective method of detecting breast cancer long before physical symptoms that may be cancer. Can please, if you're out there and listening to this, please do this as a young lady and a young woman in your life. That is very, very important to do that, and hopefully it will be detected if sooner. That can prevent this horrible tragedy from losing a life over breast cancer. So thank you, Health and Human Services, for doing this proclamation. So,
I would like to echo Mr. Chairman's remarks. Definitely the earliest detection that you can do is the best. As many of you know, I have a daughter who is suffering from breast cancer. And I wish that everyone out there take the time, make sure to catch it as early as possible. Thank you.
And may I add a third re-emphasis, if I may? My wife and I lost her mother at 62. This was a while back, but again, it was a lack of early detection. Could have been treated. Steve, obviously our best to you and your daughter. And it's just a terrible disease, and awareness, early detection, and prompt treatment can do wonders. So I concur with all your remarks. Thank you.
thank you, gentlemen. Anyone else? Those in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimous.
Item 5 on the agenda is a request for a public hearing with regard to the revised travel park ordinance. And Donna, if you have something to add to that.
Good morning,
Morning.
Donna. Welcome this morning.
Good morning. As Mr. Alton said, this is a request to schedule a public hearing on the revised travel trailer park ordinance. One of those revisions is the change of the name to the travel trailer park and campground ordinance. In some of our zoning districts, it says campgrounds instead of travel trailer parks. And so we're hoping to clarify that because we use those terms interchangeably sometimes. Earlier this year, the planning board began work on revisions to the travel trailer park ordinance, and this was a staff-initiated amendment process. I had been receiving several requests from some existing campground owners as well as some developers to have campgrounds or travel trailer parks that had eco tents or what I'm calling alternative camping units. And the travel trailer park ordinance as it's currently written does not allow for such units. And so since I was continuing to receive those requests to do so, I figured it was time that we looked at the ordinance and maybe update it and allow some provisions in there to have these standards for these alternative camping units and camping cabins. So you'll hear me use those terms probably frequently this morning while I'm up here talking. The Travel Trailer Park Ordinance was originally adopted in 1985, so it's been some time since it's been revised a couple of times over the tenure of my tenure with the county, but this is pretty much a major overhaul, if you will. Some of the standards have been updated so that the review process is streamlined and that it follows the review process that we have established for subdivisions. The way that the ordinance is written now, it's very similar to the subdivision review process, and it refers to plats and the recordation of plats. And you don't transfer ownership of campsites as you do lots. And so that's one of the revisions. We've included some definitions. The bulk of the revisions pertain to the standards of the ordinance and this allowance of camper cabins and alternative camping units. We've incorporated standards in there that address how the ordinance can facilitate these in the development of campgrounds. One of those standards is a cap, if you will, or a 50% limit on the number of travel trailer sites and camping sites that are dedicated to the alternative units and the camping cabins. We spent a lot of time talking about that at the planning board when we were reviewing this. And it was a split vote, a 4-3 vote on whether we included this 50% threshold. And so when the planning board was discussing this, they were particular that I make sure that the board understand that it was a 4-3 vote. So there was some discussion on whether there should be a limit or there shouldn't be a limit. Again, it was a 4-3 vote. The overall recommendation for the revisions of the ordinance was unanimous, but there was this split on that one standard. So if you were coming in with a campground today and you had 50 sites total, 25 of those would have to be travel trailer sites.